It is a Friday, 19th of May 2023. Good evening, dear viewer. You are most welcome for today's Nilecast on Westnile television. My name is Dennis Oringi. First, let's have the headlines.
In the headlines tonight, 6 teachers of St. Kizito Idiofe Orphans Primary School fired after attending interview with the ARUA City Authority. Police in ARUA City identify gun that has been used for terrorizing city dwellers. And over 3,000 people displaced in central Nigeria and at least 85 killed. These and more in today's Nilecast.
Now the news in detail. 6 teachers of St. Kizito Idiofe Orphans Primary School, a private institution under the Catholic Diocese of ARUA, have protested the decision by the school administration to terminate their contracts indefinitely following their participation in recently concluded recruitment of teachers in ARUA City. Let us have more on this story. Reported by Frederick Dramadre.
In a letter dated 5th of May 2023, signed by the Munishino Castro Adeti, the chairperson of the School Management Committee, who doubles as the Vicar General of ARUA Diocese, that was handed over to all the teachers affected. The school revealed, among other reasons, that the teachers went for the interviews without permission from the school authorities, and that keeping them around the school in service was seen to be a risky business. Now the 6 classroom teachers are threatening to take legal actions against the school administration. Angwania Ricky Richard, one of the classroom teachers, say the decision did not follow the legal guidelines of the institution.
Management. This letter was caused by the head teacher and endorsed by the SMC, that is the Reverend Father Mushino Castro Adeti. So these are the 2 people who acted to take this disproportionate action. Actually, what dismays us a lot is, if it was just the issue of attending the interviews, there are very many teachers on that compound who attended interviews in Maracha, in Terego, as well as ARUA City. But these others are sidelined, they are kept in school. Why us who attended under ARUA here, ARUA City? So this is indiscriminate. After the labor office, we shall go to courts of law. And even after here, we want to understand from URA whether they have been remitting our taxes, because we are taxpayers. And there are some allowances that were not subjected to taxes. And these allowances are more than the threshold. So we want also URA to come and understand why such taxes have not been paid on such allowances.
Mawagilbert, one of the affected teachers, revealed that the manner of the termination did not meet the criteria in any service point within the country, since they served the school for more than 1 year.
I personally agree, but I was contacted by deputy administration that tomorrow come to head teacher's office to pick your letter. I said it's okay, I'll come at 9. So I came to head teacher's office. Of course, after my colleagues had been contacted, also they had been informed the same story about the same issue. So you go to the office. After going to the office, the head teacher will first of all tell you to sign in the business book as if you're a visitor. Okay, like me, I signed. After signing, there is where you're supposed to indicate the reason for listing the office. So on asking the head teacher, they will tell you pick it. Actually, you write to pick it later. So if you ask letter of what content, but he could not actually reveal to me. So after writing the reason that he tells you to write, he openly tells you he has been directed to serve you with this letter. So you just pick your letter after walking a small distance and opening what is in the letter. You find it is indefinite suspension of your 2-year contract with the school. Just yesterday and today you received that kind of information. First of all, personal, I was actually mental. I was I felt disturbed.
Asiku Richard, one of the teachers, is now demanding for the fulfillment of the contract entitlements since the school acted contrary to their agreed terms.
And since they did not use the right channels to terminate us as per the contract, in the contract it is written that for them to terminate you, they will have to give you 3 warning letters, and they will give you a 2 weeks notice before terminating you. But we are just called one day, and the next day we are terminated. We are not given 2 weeks notice. So we deserve compensation for the rest of the months remaining.
The Employment Act 2006 of the Republic of Uganda clearly stipulates that contracts shall be terminated without notices if only the employee has worked for less than 6 months, while a 2 weeks notice is applicable for those who have worked for more than 6 months but less than a year, and further explains that a month notice shall be given to an employee where he has worked between 1 year and 5 years. However, the school administration is yet to respond, as our attempts to get comments from them never yielded fruits. Frederick Dramatri, Westnile TV.
Dramadri for that report on the issue of the 6 teachers who have been terminated simply because they attempted to get the government job through the interview that ARUA City was able to organize. Away from ARUA City to Gulu in order to address the problem of overdependence on rain-fed agriculture by encouraging a sustainable irrigation technology in northern Uganda, Gulu University together with GIZ is currently promoting the use of renewable energy in crops production through capacity building and establishment of an operational demonstration site. Stephen Okello reports more on this story.
Engineer Simon Kalanje, the Commissioner, Energy Efficiency and Conservation Department, encouraged universities to start applying science in agriculture to enable them transform the lives of the community around them.
And the partnership you are bringing in agriculture to have the irrigation systems makes agriculture more applicable. So if you apply that science, the agriculture, with the energy that is available today and the solution that is available today, then we know transformation is in our midst. So
irrigation equipment worth 25 million, which was handed over to Gulu University by ZIZ, aims at creating a training space for local community in smart farming method using irrigation system.
Dry seasons that affects agriculture, affects the work that we do, affects all the farmers, not only us seated here, but also the whole region in terms of food scarcity as well. Therefore, there is need to promote sustainable agriculture technologies.
Gulu University is in collaboration with Directorate of Industrial Training to facilitate the outreach programs for the community.
Need to solve the problems of communities that we live in. Not only in the north here, it should be throughout the country and beyond. We have areas which really needs to be looked at seriously.
Nayu Wizera Pacific and agricultural students at Gulu University who have been trained as a trainer of trainees in the program expressed the viability of the program given the high level of gender sensitivity she witnessed during the training process.
I've been trained by GIZ, the agronomy part of it, the practical part of it, whereby we have been having lectures theoretically, but the GIZ project has helped us to install a demo garden, and it has also put the irrigation system which is providing us water, and it is solar powered, so that's how we are getting the water to supply to our field. I intend to use this knowledge I've gained from the demo garden to my community, whereby I'm planning to do this on my own.
Gulu District Production Officer says the project will benefit the local community as it will be supplementing on other government projects currently ongoing in the community at the moment.
We're going to have a strong partnership with the university through either internship or what we call outreach program, where we're going to translate and adapt the technology we are seeing today to the farmers by setting up demonstrations, by training the farmers and developing their skills, especially in managing these facilities.
The project is not only expected to create technical base in the region, but it will also act as an awareness and inspiration center to the community in the district surrounding Gulu University. Stephen Okello for Westnile Television, Nilecast.
Away from Gulu to Zombo district, the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kuyoshin Grace Freedom, has called upon the people of Zombo to embrace work if they are to get rid of poverty in the district. The minister made the appeal today at Zombo Town Parish during the burial of the late Evelyn Watokudi, the wife to the late Bishop of Nebi Diocese, Alphonse Watokudi. The late Evelyn Watokudi passed on 14th of May 2023 at St. Luke Hospital, Nyapere. While giving his speech, the Bishop of Nebi Diocese, Right Reverend Pons Ozela Awinjo, says Nebi Diocese is committed to supporting the children of the late Bishop Alphonse Watokudi since the family has lost both parents. Let's have more on this.
As we receive the body of our deceased father here in our midst, we'd like to remind all honors, may we please have a presentation of ourselves at the main entrance. So all those honors, please make sure that you present yourself to our members of the protocol, well stationed, so that you can be seated in the right place here, well allocated for you.
Retired Bishop Kapunga, Bishop MOYO, in Northern Uganda. Then Martin.
Nyarwod madit maeni kinema shware weke edoge tingu tish matek manwango won orpare obetemo I business is Zombo Town Council ebe neno batish mi plots ma Zombo Town Council omiyo igi ni agegier pigwoko kwa migi
ujai kunke government to washunia kon majube mi district umako timtish man in kukumi de bedano mo marotish kani temo tishungo pinteri berupi ido kujashan mitek yeni betimu pinyungo chan mamo mi Uganda eroka wera ketingu mi Uganda zo washunia mi Uganda zo utie 21% kende. Ento mi Northern Uganda tie pira eku ya riozo. Pirango. Na uke wadano matek de wajuru tish de Rai wotu, kakamoku, inwangu otu shungo eni kende, utigu de pei dutur.
Mami, aina wash kamai, chalo kanisa, wani watemo makakoro wa sheke, ineni ni agiti dutish.
Giving them opportunity for service, as a church, we are trying our best to give them what we can give.
Aina foi Northern Uganda Diocese, majadit isa pare omeotish ni Samson. I want to thank the diocese. The project Majulongo Compassion Assisted Project. I want to thank the
Away from Zombo district to Moyo district today hosted the cross-border security meeting between the Central Equatorial State of South Sudan and districts of Moyo, Yumbe and Koboko on border conflict. Let us have a look at this.
How are you? Fine, thank you. Good, good. Good to see you. This is you. How are you? How are you? Are you good? This is... Oh, that's fine. How are you doing? Good? This is... You're welcome. Are you good? Is it? How are you? You are okay. Abandi, are you okay? Okay, great. Pleasure to see you. All right. Pleasure to see
and animals as follows. On 11th of October 2022, one criminal called Taban, who has been stealing animals in Uganda and taking them to South Sudan, the leadership of Kejikeji County recovered 4 cows out of the 11 stolen and handed them over to Uganda. On 4th of February 2023, 5 Ugandans who were arrested in South Sudan were handed over to Uganda at Afoji border with all their properties. 3 Ugandans who were arrested in South Sudan on allegations of looking for mercury were handed over to Uganda. These are few among others that I would wish to mention here in regard to our good relationship with the leadership of Kajikeji County. Should address is, why didn't we use the existing structures of the cross-border meetings to resolve the current land conflict peacefully? Again, I wish to thank all of
the country. We need to make sure that at the local government level, at the security part, is working to also harmonize and make sure that our community should not continue carrying such activities among themselves. They will have to live in harmony. With this, I would like to congratulate
Caritas Swaziland and its partners AFAD Advanced Africa GUED-G, who secured funding from the European Union through the Development Initiative for Northern Uganda to implement the project Action for Livelihood Enhancement in Northern Uganda, a learning of which one of their objectives is to eradicate undernutrition, which is one of the challenges Zombo is facing. The situation is made worse as women trek for more than 10 kilometers to access health services, as the sub-county is without any health facility. Emmanuel Agele reports more on this.
Pregnant women, young, the elderly, men and women are seen gathered at Athuma sub-county in Zombo district to attend to a community outreach that happens only 3 times a month in different villages in the sub-county under the project Action for Livelihood Enhancement in Northern Uganda, ALENU. The chairman, Local Council 3 of Athuma Sub-County, Onegi Ginario, explains how patients struggle in accessing health services, that the consortium of different organizations try to organize a community outreach. However, the chairman is worried of what will happen as the project comes to an end.
This sub-county does not have any health center. We depend on health center 1, which is VHT level. Yes, at the whole sub-county, serving a population of 4,000 people, with no health center. But this program has helped us, at least the VHTs have been empowered under this program to at least manage the communities and manage to bring outreaches. Like now you can see up there is an outreach service taking place. You can see mothers getting health services up there. And this has been through this program. Short of this, mothers would have to move from here all the way to Nyapea, something more than 10 kilometers. Zombuloa, Janguku Rail Center 3, sometimes they get defeated. Especially like now, it is rainy season, you can't foot for the long distance. So that has been the greatest achievement we have achieved under this program. Tomorrow, if the health center 3 is not put, if Alenu is phased out, that means the outreaches are gone. And you know what it means in health. It becomes another problem which can impact badly on all of us, which I think should not happen. It is my prayer.
The coordinator of Alenu project states that much as the project is ending, they are in advanced talks with the district, challenging them to make use of the available structures.
The interest is that the conversation that we had is how best can we handle this. We wanted to borrow a lead from the Minister of Health on the VST structures, because you bear with me that every villages have these VST structures, and most of the government partners would actually want to get them on board when implementing. But Alenu has built a number of capacity of the structures on the ground. And that is the conversations I actually left. I challenged the district officials to continue and see how best can we keep these structures. Because these are already resources that we have on the ground. And when Alenu is going away, they should continue, but how can we keep them? And they also take it further to see that these structures are not what? Are not redundant, are used.
The Deputy Resident District Commissioner, Atim Grace, has expressed displeasure as the issue of malnutrition shouldn't have been an issue in the district, looking at how productive the land is that can allow growing of nutritious crops to reduce malnutrition.
Malnutrition will be something of the past. We have very fertile land, but it's sad to hear that we have malnutrition in Zombo district. Let's leave malnutrition to other regions like Karamoja, because they have one season, and if it fails, that is it. Famine. But as you look at this weather, we should not talk of malnutrition. We can grow vegetables, we can do everything, and also produce for the market.
The Minister of State for Northern Uganda, Honorable Quintin Grace Freedom, during her monitoring tour of Dinu projects, has requested for patience as this big vice has been noted and shall be acted upon. However, she has called upon people of goodwill to come to support.
We are benefiting from village health teams. Kangati mukende giuwo kikinpashu magishungu chalo dano muma kujuti kugi nyobumundu washuni a resource person wati kugi.
Women groups are being trained on how to increase food security, improve maternal and child nutrition, that many feel that the intervention is not enough to handle the malnutrition in the district. They, however, call for more of such interventions to improve maternal and child nutrition. Emmanuel Agele, Westnile TV Nilecast.
Away from Zombo district to Arua City, the territorial police of Arua City Business Division have got evidence connecting to a rifle with the registration number UG PSO 5640007111094, which was recovered from a suspect to the various scenes of robberies and a murder of a security guard in the city. Frederick Dramadri reports more on this.
The police at the Central Police Station has recovered the gun that is believed to have been used to kill the private security guard who was on duty on 13th of May 2023, guarding a medical center known to be Novafina Medical Center in Arua City. According to the police, the same gun has been identified to be used in the several armed robbery attacks in the business centers within the city. During a press briefing at Arua Central Police Station, the police identified the gun with the registration number UG PSO 5640007110094, belonging to Security Group Africa SGA, a private security company, and have arrested 3 suspects in relation to the incidents. Jude Nasucha, the police commander in Arua City, says this recovery was possible through the intelligence reports and the vigilantes among the communities.
After I failed the robbery at the rock filling station, our teams went to the ground and pursued this said robber, and we recovered the rifle in question. In our custody, we have 3 persons arrested in relation to this SAR rifle. We recovered it. It has 1 round of ammunition. And when it went missing, it had 3 rounds. And when we sent the cartridge cases for ballistic analysis at forensics police headquarters, it indicated that the scene at the Champion Bed where somebody was shot in the west and a few man is robbed, and the murder at Novafinia clinic were all used by the same gun. However, we have managed to recover the gun in question.
Meanwhile, Josephine Angutia, the police public relations officer, Westnile region, says the incidences of armed robbery in ARUA city escalated in the recent past within the region shortly after the gun was reported missing.
The fingerprint from this weapon were the same as those ones from under the cartridges which were released by this weapon. So it is those cartridges which have linked this gun to these scenes of crimes. Because immediately after shooting, the bullets were released and the cartridges remained at these 3 scenes of crime where the gun was used. So our officers picked these cartridges. They were taken to forensic department. Examinations were done, and it was found that these cartridges were released by this weapon. And so it is this weapon which has been terrorizing ARUA city.
According to the police, most of the robberies involved business centers where the armed robbers were targeting money. Angutia, however, cautions security guards in the various business places to stay alert while on duty.
It is important for people who are deployed to guard such places involving financial transactions to be security conscious, that anytime they can be attacked by people who will be motivated or attracted by the money which is in those centers.
Section 3, subsection 4 of the 1970 Firearms Act of the Republic of Uganda bars any person from illegally possessing, purchasing, or using a gun, and provides a jail term of not exceeding 10 years or a fine not exceeding 60 currency points, or both in case one is arrested and found guilty.
All right, thank you very much, Frederick, for that report. Let's get to Gulu, as in this report compiled by Stephen Okello, the Ministry of Water and Environment, is saying that the poor coordination among different government agencies is affecting the management of the water catchment areas in the country.
Nearly 10 years ago, government of Uganda constituted Water Catchment-Based Integrated Water Resource Management Committee. But corruption and lack of political will from some key actors in the line sectors have been the major setback in the implementation of conservation of the targeted spots of Aswa and Albertine water catchment area.
The 2 catchments have catchment management plans, but those plans cannot be realized unless there is better population. So the water governance is going to improve the commercial part of it, and then you realize you have the outcomes realized for integrated water source management better than if we didn't have this water governance workshop.
Leonard Ojok, the chairman of Agago District Local Government, says government, in collaboration with non-governmental organizations, has done a lot in recovering and regenerating wetland in different areas. But enforcing forest and woodland destructions have always been a challenge.
Everybody clearly understands the importance of conserving environment. That is when we are going to succeed in fighting charcoal dealers. It is also true that the enforcement agencies, I'm talking about the police, because I have evidence, they are not doing the needful. So for me, unless the management, the leadership of police can convince the local, the foot soldiers, the policemen who are on the ground, leaving the war, leaving the struggle to local leaders only, will not succeed.
Stockholm International Water Institute is coming on board to build the capacity of Upper Nile Management Zone and Achwa River Catchment Area in water governance to easily address such challenges.
Improve the enabling environment. We want to secure behavioural or practice change.
Grace Achayo, the district water officer, Lamont District, says amid its smaller allocation of funds to local government on water and environment department, they have even monitoring and maintaining this catchment area for nearly 10 years.
And the major challenge is financing. We find that we are supposed to be meeting on a quarterly basis because of the inadequate fund. We now meet once or twice a year, depending on the available financing.
David Herbert Coleman, the program manager, Stockholm International Water Institute, says Uganda have made a lot of effort and progress on water management, and their coming in is to strengthen the governing system and coordination between different government agencies.
Coordination for a purpose. Where are all the agencies or institutions looking to get to within water? So where are we now and where do we want to get to by, say, 2040? The second, that purpose then enables you to think about who needs to be involved. It might be that it's the forest agency, the land management agencies, the water agencies. It could include other institutions.
Alfred Okwan, the mayor of Gulu City, urged officials from Ministry of Water and Environment and SIWI to include environmental police and other stakeholders in such a meeting.
The enforcement and security team should not be there. We have the environment police, war enforcement team. We should not leave them behind, even in the meeting and in the implementation. So next time when we are having this meeting also, we should invite them so that they give their part of the story.
To ensure effective management of different water catchment zones in Uganda, there is need to strengthen water governance, water governing system, and coordination between enforcement officers, National Forest Authority, and National Environmental Management Authority, and other agencies to conserve and manage water system in the country. Stephen Okello for Westnile Television, Nilecast.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen Okello from Gulu, for that particular report. On the international scene, over 3,000 people have been displaced in central Nigeria after at least 85 people were killed in ongoing clashes between herders and farmers, officials said yesterday, Thursday, 18th of May. Let's have more on this.
Refugees and asylum seekers are arrested on Thursday by the authorities from Malawi in an effort to send all refugees to their respective camps. The crackdown came about 2 months after the government issued an ultimatum for people to return to Zaleka, an overcrowded camp north of the city.
This operation is specifically targeting refugees and asylum seekers, and it's also trying to flush out illegal immigrants. So those foreigners that are here for with valid documentation, with the proper authorization, they should not have any cause for worry.
Malawi is home to almost 70,000 refugees and asylum seekers, according to the UN's refugee agency, the UNHCR. Most live in Zaleka, a refugee camp set up in 1994 to accommodate about 12,000 people.
By close of business.
Violence erupted on Monday, May 15th, with an initial death toll of 30 in several villages of Plateau State, an area which has struggled with ethnic and religious tensions for years. Several villages in the Mangu district of Plateau State were still caught up in the violence on Thursday, with residents fleeing, according to local sources and witnesses.
So far on this crisis, we've confirmed 82 lives have been lost. And then we have over 10,000 IDPs.
The community is deserted. Even schools are closed, even police stations are closed, because the way the people come in, the guns they were using is scared them. Even the security, they don't have weapons that will face them.
It was unclear what triggered this week's attacks in Mangu, but tit-for-tat killings between herders and farmers often spiral into village raids by heavily armed gangs. Joseph Kwankat, a community leader from the local Mangwavul Development Association, gave the same toll.
The people come in a large number, so we don't have weapons that will defend ourselves. Only we have catapult and beshek and other things like local hunting rifle.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said thousands of people were displaced and hundreds of houses destroyed as a result of the violence. More than 720 houses were either partially or completely destroyed, he added. The number of people injured was still unclear as of Thursday, May 18th. Police said that 5 people had been arrested in connection with the violence. Joseph Churwa, Westnile TV, Nilecast.
To end our Nilecast this evening, authorities in Malawi have arrested more than 400 refugees and asylum seekers on Thursday, including 100 children in the capital, Lilongwe. Let's have more on this.
Refugees and asylum seekers are arrested on Thursday by the authorities from Malawi in an effort to send all refugees to their respective camps. The crackdown came about 2 months after the government issued an ultimatum for people to return to Zaleka, an overcrowded camp north of the city.
This operation is specifically targeting refugees and asylum seekers, and is also trying to flush out illegal immigrants. So those foreigners that are here for with valid documentation, with the proper authorization, they should not have any cause for worry.
Malawi is home to almost 70,000 refugees and asylum seekers, according to the UN's refugee agency, the UNHCR. Most live in Zaleka, a refugee camp set up in 1994 to accommodate about 12,000 people.
By close of business yesterday, we had around 400 that were picked. They are in transit because they have to be saved. Some may have proper documentation. Some might have documents validating them as refugees or asylum seekers, but there could also be some that don't have any documentation at all.
Most refugees and asylum seekers in Malawi come from the conflict-torn Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as Rwanda and Burundi. Joseph Churwa, Westnile TV, Nilecast.
18 minutes to the hour over 8 p.m. this evening. We do appreciate you very much for those who started catching us live from the hour over 7 p.m. For the Nilecast. I have to tell you that today is Friday. Selector Simon together with DJ Giro and also Fifi Afi plus the dancer, they will be back here in the studio of Western Television as they will be shaking it down. Remember, it's a weekend. And do not forget, I will be joining them. And I'll be having myself also shaking right there. And for some of us, we dance to Lingala songs only. I do not know whether they do play that in their show. I will be inquiring as soon as I have left the studio to find out whether they have already featured in the playlist some Lingala songs, because for us, we are the people of those days. I leave those ones to the young people. Thank you very much for being with us, and thank you very much for catching us live wherever you have been catching the Nilecast from. We do appreciate you very much. Catch us again tomorrow at the same time, the same television station, the same presenter. My name is Dennis Oringi. May the good Lord bless you as you get into the night, and you will be taken to your bed by the late night crew right there. I know producer Opak is already up with this, game ready to set the dance floor for those that will be here in the studio. And me to you from the newsroom, we say bye-bye, good night.